Heckler & Koch, H&K. Hey, when you hear the words Heckler & Koch or the letters H&K, come on, what comes to mind? Quality, craftsmanship, premium craftsmanship, no compromise, military grade gun. That's what we're looking at. We are looking at an H&K USP Compact 45 Auto. This is my tabletop review. It's going to be detailed, so sit back and relax. I'm sorry if it's going to cost you some money. I think by the end of this video it's going to be on your list of future firearms. This is one nice firearm. What I normally do is I zoom in real close on each side. That's what I'm going to do today, and show you everything in 1080p, and then I'll flip it over and do the same thing, show you the other side. Before I do that, I want to talk about the light and laser on it, because I know the question's going to come up. So let me just say that in the beginning of the video, what it is. If I'm dealing with a premium firearm like an H&K, I want to put premium accessories on it. So on this one I went all out and spent a lot of money, $300 to $350 to be exact. I'm not saying it's the best or it's worth it, I'm just telling you what it is, because I'm going to get questions. It's made by Insight Technology. It's the model M6X Tactical Laser Illuminator. Laser and light, 125 peak lumens, and it's military grade, similar to the firearm, military grade. It's actually good underwater. It's waterproof for up to 66 feet. This is what they use, those Navy SEALs. This is the type of light and laser they use, and that's why I chose to spend that much money on this quality of a firearm. You know the old saying, you get what you pay for? I think when you buy an H&K, you get double what you pay for. I know they're pricey, I mean they're double what a lot of other firearms cost, but they are worth it, every single penny. And I think you'll realize when I go through this review. Let's take a good zoom in, take a look at it. Okay, you can look at the slide. Serrations. See a little bit of the sights there. You can see the safety on there, which is also a decocker. We'll talk about that. Look at the grips on it. By the way, who was the first manufacturer in the world to put polymer grips on a firearm, or design polymer for a firearm in the first place? Yes, H&K. H&K were the first for polymer. I mean, the craftsmanship and the engineers, the German engineers, they are second to none on fit and finish. Okay, let's look at the other side. Absolutely perfect. Let me zoom in. There's your grip. It says USP on it. Who knows what USP stands for? I'll tell you in a little while. There's your slide. Going down the gun. Okay, look at the trigger guard. And there you have a close-up view. Oh, and by the way, they do make blades. I'm way into blades. We have a lot of videos to make. H&K blades are on the same caliber as Benchmade's. Pricey, but worth it. Alright, now I'm going to sit down and take my time and turn over the video to my wife. Alright, I have the firearm in my hand, and when I do these reviews, by the way, what I like to do in my initial tabletop review is go over all of the exterior parts of the firearm and all the different functions. On every one of my reviews you're going to see a part 2 in the future, where I'm going to show you how to break it down and how to clean it and get a good look at all the internal parts. So just keep that in mind. Let's talk about this wonderful firearm from H&K. Oh boy, you get what you pay for, and when we're talking about an H&K, I think you get more than what you pay for. German craftsmanship, German quality, it's got it all. As a matter of fact, H&K's, one of their slogans is no compromise. And I agree with that. This company will not compromise on their quality. They just won't. They also like to use the phrase that they want to be the world's premier small arms company. They're right up there. You can't dispute that. So when you see a price tag on one of these firearms, keep this video in mind as all the points I'm about to show you and why it's priced at what it is because of the quality, the craftsmanship. Let's talk about the barrel. Let's just start with that. The barrel has what's called a polygonal barrel in it. Now I know other manufacturers make polygonal barrels, but I think H&K is among the best. So what is a polygonal barrel? Let me explain that to you. It is not your normal, conventional, grooved barrel. Let me show you a visual before I tell you the explanation. I'm going to put the gun down, and I'd like Mrs. Sweet Shooter, I have to introduce you. Hey, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Are you having fun making the videos?
Sure, yeah, having a good time.
All right, well thank you for your help. And
of course.
You watch the videos, by the way, right?
Sure, of course, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
You're learning yourself.
Yeah, I learn every time I watch these. You kidding?
Okay, great. And every time you videotape them also. Let's get a visual. Here's a visual aid. We're talking about the barrel, and on the left is what's called an 8-groove conventional barrel. And see, gases can get caught up in here, and also debris, and it's a little bit more difficult to clean. On the right is what we have here in the H&K, a polygonal barrel. It is also known as an octagonal. And there you have it. That's so you can visually understand the difference in a H&K barrel and a conventional barrel in different firearms. When you're purchasing a firearm, that's one thing you may want to consider, is make sure that it has a polygonal barrel. So what are some of the benefits of a polygonal barrel? I'll tell you right now. It's going to give you increased velocity. It's easier to clean, and it's certainly going to give you a longer barrel life. And here's another good tidbit. Just think of it. That barrel that has grooves in it, well, if you have a polygonal barrel, you're not compromising on the barrel's thickness at all. So that's a huge plus. Also, the bullet, when it's coming out of the barrel, it will not get deformed. So therefore, you're going to have increased muzzle velocity. That's pretty cool. And this has been proven. This is fact. It reduces buildup of copper or lead, which, by the way, you do not want to shoot a lead bullet out of a polygonal barrel. It's bad for the barrel. It's been proven. You get your prolonged barrel life. It's just absolutely perfect. And H&K makes one of the best polygonal barrels there are. Okay, enough said on the barrel. Let's talk about some other things. One of the greatest features on this H&K is the spring system. It's called a self-reduction recoil spring system. It's a complete system. And what it does is it definitely cuts down on recoil. In a moment, I'm going to put the gun on my wife's hands, and you'll have her visual aid of a female holding the gun, and you'll also have her input as to what it's like to shoot a 45 and the recoil. She didn't shoot this 45, she shot a different 45 in a different video at the range. It was the first time she shot a gun. But what I can tell you is this: with an H&K, she would like this even more, because it has the self-reduction recoil spring system. It's a complete system, like I said. It's got a buffer ring around the outside of the recoil spring, and it will help for wear and tear. It will last forever. The sights, wonderful sights. These are not night sights. You may want to upgrade the night sights. I will upgrade to night sights. Okay, now I'm going to just show you what it looks like in a female's hand. Alright, here's my wife's hand. I just want to give you a glimpse of what it looks like as far as the size. She's got a small hand. Let's take a look at it. Pick up the gun. And for you female viewers, how does that feel in your hand, Mrs. Sweet Shooter? I see immediately, I notice that your thumb easily goes around the grip and easily touches your middle finger.
It's definitely a little heavy.
You've shot a 45 for the first time, though. Honestly, she doesn't know I'm asking her this question. The light makes it heavy on the front for you, right?
Right. That's it.
But when you shot the 45, remember at the range a couple of weeks ago, what about the recoil? Did it scare you?
No, I mean, I was expecting it.
But it wasn't bad, right?
No,
You went
no,
from
it
a
wasn't
22
bad.
to a 40 to a 45, and then I put a 10 millimeter in her hands, and it's the same thing. But you held it with no problem. You dealt with it with no issues.
Bad, no.
It's on the video. Happiness is a Warm Gun, Part 1 and 2. The very time she shot a firearm, and she handled it real well. The point I'm trying to make is the recoil is a non-issue. It really is. I mean, modern day firearms got that down pat. Especially if you practice. I mean, you have to practice regularly. So put your finger on the trigger. Can you reach the trigger okay?
Yeah, I mean, I can.
Okay, if you had to use that,
on the larger side, I think.
It's a little on the larger side for you.
A little bit, yeah.
If you had to use that for self-defense, though, do you think you can maneuver it?
Sure, I just wouldn't take it as a concealed weapon.
All right, just being honest.
Due to the...
You'd rather carry like a little 380.
Sure, something smaller. But
something smaller. But for home self-defense, and you want the knockdown power of a 45, that feels okay in your hand.
yeah, I could definitely maneuver it, I think.
Yeah, good. All right, we'll put it down now. Is this gun used by any military? It certainly is. It's used by CIA, SWAT, Navy SEALs. Militaries all across the whole entire world choose H&K because of their quality. This is just really way up there as far as quality and craftsmanship. What does USP stand for? Anybody know? I mentioned that earlier. It stands for Universal Self-Loading Pistol. Just a little trivia there. Universal Self-Loading Pistol. How about polymer handguns in general? Who knows who was the first manufacturer ever to design a polymer gun? I know what you might be thinking, and a lot of you might know the answer. Well, it's in my hand. The company, H&K, was the first manufacturer to produce a polymer gun. Let's go right into their polymer and their craftsmanship. The grip and frame on this gun is polymer, but they add fiber to reinforce the polymer. This is not your everyday normal polymer. It's super strong, super lightweight, it will not crack, among the highest quality there are. Now, look at the grip here. If you can zoom in right here, please. See how nice it's like sandpaper? Both sides. It's like sandpaper. Shut that light off. You know what that's called? That's called stippling. And it comes right from the factory that way. Therefore, you don't have to add any type of stick on or anything like that to give you a good grip. The back here into the polymer is beautifully checkered. It won't slip in your hands. The front here, beautifully checkered. So you got a frame and a grip of the highest quality polymer designed by the company who put polymer on the map for handguns, H&K. Polymer that has fiber in the polymer to reinforce it. Very cool. I like these details on this firearm. I like the attention to detail. I like the fact that they have no compromising when they design a gun. Let's talk about the slide. This slide here, you can take a nice look at it. Oh boy, this is beautiful. You have your choice when you purchase this USP Compact 45 Auto. You can do what I did and get the stainless steel finish, or you can get the blued finish. Either way, you're getting the best, highest quality. They're both designed for what they call hostile environment. That means salt water, mud, sand, everything you can throw at the slide. I've taken this gun to the range, at least 50 times, so I don't know how many rounds are through it. Let's say 1,500, 2,000 rounds. 2,000 rounds, there is not one nick on this firearm. That's how the slide is designed, so it won't scratch that easy. And I can't say that about all of my firearms. And I'll bring that up in some of my other reviews. There are some firearms that scratch very easily, particularly the slide. This slide, I've carried it also. I've taken the light off and I've carried it also, at least 150 times. Zero wear and tear. It's because it's designed to be for hostile environments, which is excellent. That's what you want. So remember, you can get it in either stainless steel or blued. Let's talk about the safety mechanisms. And this is really cool because a lot of people may not realize this. If you zoom in right here, please. Of course, the F, the red is fire, and the S is for safety. So let me pull the slide back. Okay, we have a safety check gun, of course. Okay, it's safety. Pull the slide back. Now, here we are. It's loaded. It's in fire mode. I don't think you want to carry it that way. It's up to you. You can do what you want. I'm just giving you my advice because, you know, accidents can happen. It can easily fire. So let's do that again. Let me show you the safety. Okay, we got it loaded. We got it in single action. We want to look at this area right here. Now, one way to carry it is like this. You put it in safety, and you're cocked and locked. Okay? Now take a look at my trigger. Okay? There's no round going off when it's on safety, of course, and you have your hammer back. Well, there's another option here. Let me show you. Let's put it back in fire mode. Okay? Now, this safety device here, this lever, it's also known as a decocker. Watch. It did not fire. You see, the hammer is still sticking out. It is not flush. So you can carry it like this, which is now in double action. See this hammer? I'm going to pull the trigger. Okay, now it's flush again. I fired it. Now let me show you another option. Let's decock it. Let's focus right here. Push this down. That's all you got to do. It's a decocker, besides being a safety. Okay, now you're in double action, but you can also put it in safety. Now that's pretty safe. So look at the trigger, and nothing's going anywhere. Perfect. So if you really want to be super safe, you're in double action and you're safe. So what you want to do to fire, and the bad guy's coming at you, you just flip that down, pull the trigger. This safety mechanism, I'm a righty, is on the left side of the gun. If we go to the other side, there's a place there where you can move that mechanism to the other side of the gun. Right there. There's a slot for it. So it's good for lefties or righties. You can just move it on either side. Let me talk about the magazine release. And I love this magazine release. If you focus on that little button right there, that magazine release, we'll call it, it's not a button actually, that's what I like about it. The normal semi-automatic pistols, as you know, has a button right here, you push it in. But you know what I love about this magazine release? And just think about this. A magazine release, it comes down. A magazine comes down and out of the firearm. So therefore, doesn't it make sense that if you're going to take this magazine down, you would push down? I like that. I love the magazine release on the HKs. You know what? It's on both sides. See it there? A lot of righties, like I am, they use their index finger. Look at that. There goes your mag. So from either side, you can access it. Your thumb or whatever finger on your right hand you want to use to get that magazine out. So I do like the magazine release. I love the magazine release. This is 8+1, by the way. The overall length is 7.09. We'll call it 7 inches, which is a nice package. What I love about the barrel length, it's 3.8. It's not 4, it's not 3, it's 3.8. Absolutely perfect. And because of the quality of their polymer, it's only 28 ounces. That's light for this gun. That's super light. Now the light on the front makes it a little bit heavier. And the reason why I have this light on it is because I use it for personal defense within my home. I can easily take the light off and carry it, and I've done that in the past also. But I like to have the high quality light on the high quality gun. What else can I tell you about this gun? It's just absolutely perfect. I spoke about the slide. I spoke about the grip. I spoke about the safety mechanisms, the mag released. There's not much left to say, except put it on your list. We can look at the milling real close. Look at the milling. And we can also look at the serrations here in the slide. Really nice. The most important thing I can say to you is the quality and craftsmanship. We didn't talk about the trigger guard. Look at that. Look how nice it's shaped. See my finger? Look how much room there is if you're wearing gloves. Right there. That's huge. That's nice. Look at the bottom of the trigger guard. I've never seen a trigger guard from the right from the factory that looks like that. See how it pans out like that? It's pretty sharp. There you have it. That's my take on an H&K USP Compact 45 Auto. Stay tuned. In the future we'll break all these guns down and look at the internal parts. As always, I'm going to say, if you're a subscriber, I thank you, and please tell a friend. If you're not a subscriber, I respectfully ask that you do subscribe. Mrs. Straight Shooter, thank you. Why don't you say goodbye to our viewers?
Bye, everybody.
I
Thanks
always
again.
catch her off guard. All right, we enjoy doing this, and I hope you enjoy watching our videos. All right, take care. Bye-bye.